You won because my heart still whispers your name in the silence of midnight. You won because every victory of mine feels hollow without your witness. You won because my soul aches in places I didn't know could break. You won because even my strength trembles under the memory of you. You won because I confuse moving on with pretending you never existed. You won because your ghost still sits at the table of my thoughts. You won because every lump since you feels like a shadow play. You won because I write poems that bleed with your absence. You won because the mirror reflects a version of me you have destroyed. You won because I still search for answers in the ruins you left. You won because even forgiveness tastes like surrender when it comes to you. You won because I measure my healing by how little I mention your name. You won because my joy still feels haunted by your ghost. You won because my soul still carries the rhythm of your heartbeat. You won because I mistake silence for closure, but it never is. You won because I still ache at the thought of your touch. You won because every goodbye echoes your name like thunder. You won because I still fear love wearing your face again. You won because even my laughter carries a trace of your absence. You won because your betrayal rewrote the meaning of trust for me. You won because my dreams betray me with your memory. You won because I confuse longing with destiny when it comes to you. You won because my scars still whisper the story of you. You won because even in distance, you control my silence. You won because I still wonder what you tell yourself about me. You won because my soul still aches for the yes that never was. You won because every song sounds like a memory of you. You won because I still create answers that only your silence holds. You won because I confuse proof with proof of love. You won because my prayers still carry your name in whispers. You won because even the stars remind me of promises you broke. You won because my trust died the day you walked away. You won because I carry your shadow in every sunrise. You won because my healing feels like betrayal to what we shared. You won because even the air I breathe tastes like your absence. You won because my soul still kneels at the altar of your memory. You won because my anger disguises itself as longing for you. You won because every tear I shed belongs to your silence. You won because my body remembers your touch more than my mind does. You won because I learned love can wound deeper than hate. You won because I still dream of your face in strangers. You won because my happiness feels incomplete without your witness. You won because my heart beats differently when I remember you. You won because I confuse loneliness with loyalty to your ghost. You won because every silence I keep is filled with you. You won because my hope still whispers, you'll return. You won because I bury my feelings, but they grow back as you. You won because I still rehearse the words I'll never say to you. You won because my soul aches at the sound of your name. You won because I still mistake pain for love when it comes to you. You won because every goodbye since you has been incomplete. You won because I confuse scars with survival, but they're just reminders of you. You won because my future still feels painted with your absence. You won because my nights are lonelier than my days. You won because I still chase closure like it could bring you back. You won because even silence feels like a conversation with you. You won because my soul still trembles when I think of us. You won because your absence has become louder than your presence ever was. You won because I can't mentioning you. You won because my heart still beats in the memory of the love you destroyed. You won not because you broke me, but because you taught me what it feels like to rise from ashes. You because even in my silence, your memory still screams louder than my words. You won not in love, but in haunting me with the version of you I can't forget. You won because I still write about you when the world believes I've let you go. You won because my strength was built from the ruins you left behind. You won not by staying, but by leaving and leaving me to fight my own shadows. You won because your absence created storms I still learn to dance in. You won because your ghost still sits quietly in the back of my mind. You won because even after everything, part of me still aches for you. You won because I can't tell our story without feeling my chest burn. You won because your silence hurts more than any words you could have spoken. You won not because you loved me right, but because I loved you endlessly. You won because I still rehearse conversations with you that will never happen. You won because I learned the cost of loving someone more than myself. You won because every scar on my soul carries your fingerprints. You won because you left me with questions only the universe can answer. You won because every love after you feels like a pale imitation. You won because I see pieces of you in people who don't deserve it. You won because I still wonder if you ever think of me at all. You won because I lost myself while trying to hold on to you. You won because you became the story I can't stop telling in whispers. You won because I loved you with eternity while you gave me minutes. You won because I still defend you in rooms where you're cursed. You won because my heart beats differently when your name appears in my mind. You won because I mistake strangers' smiles for echoes of yours. You won because my healing is slower than my heartbreak. You won because my healing is slower than my heartbreak. Because my forgiveness still feels like surrender. You won because I believed your lies more than I trusted my truth. You won because I look at love with suspicion after you. You won because your shadow outgrew your presence. You won because I replay the last day we spoke more than I should. You won because my future still tastes like the past with you in it. You won because I write letters you will never read. You won because my tears still know your name. You won because I carry your memory like a hidden wound. You won because every goodbye I give feels like you all over again. You won because my silence speaks of you more than my words ever could. You won because your absence became my teacher. You won because my scars are stories you authored without permission. You won because you taught me how fragile forever really is. You won because my love for you outlasted your love for me. You won because even my strength was born from the pain you left me. You won because I still crave the closure you never gave me. You won because I measure my worth in the way you left. You won because I mistake healing for forgetting, and I haven't forgotten. You won because your laughter echoes in rooms I've never been in since. You won because you turned my love into my greatest weakness. You won because even when I love again, part of me will belong to you. You won because your silence still answers me louder than words. You won because my dreams still betray me with your face. You won because I became the broken one while you walked away whole. You won because I'm still writing about love while you live without it. You won because I learned the hard way that not all love saves. You won because your ghost still has a key to my chest. You won because I lost time, faith, and innocence in loving you. You won because my pain turned into poetry. And you remain the muse. You won because every victory of mine still feels like it lacks your witness. You won because I can't erase you, no matter how hard I try. You won because I still call your betrayal by the name of love. You won because no one has ever burned me the way you did. You won because I still search for you in the eyes of every stranger I meet. You won because I confuse my healing with pretending I never loved you. You won because I hold conversations with your silence more than with people. You won because even my anger carries traces of longing for you. You won because your ghost has more power than the living ever gave me. You won because I walk away from love before it walks away from me again. You won because I still flinch at songs that remind me of us. You won because my heart trembles at the thought of seeing you again. You won because my trust died in your hands and refuses Russian. You won because the love I gave you left me with emptiness I still carry. You won because even in forgiveness, my soul remembers the fire you left behind. You won because I learned love doesn't always mean safety. It sometimes means ruin. You won because your silence became louder than my confessions ever were. You won because I carry you like a secret wound no one sees. You won because even in my happiness, there is a shadow shaped like you. You won because my heart hesitates at doors that look like yours. You won because I replay the same goodbye until it feels like eternity. You won because I still ache for the version of you I believed in. You won because my poetry bleeds your name onto every page. You won because even when I tried to heal, I still whispered your name to the stars. You won because I questioned my worth in the mirror you shattered. You won because my soul learned silence instead of trust. You won because the pieces of me you broke refused to fit again. You won because my dreams betray me with memories of your touch. You won because my laughter feels heavy, carrying your absence in its weight. You won because you made me believe love is a battlefield I can't survive. You won because your absence still dictates the rhythm of my heartbeat. You won because I mistake strength for numbness and numbness for healing. You won because your shadow still blocks my light. You won because my tears still answer questions I never wanted to ask. You won because I still measure love by the pain it brings. You won because you taught me that even angels can turn into storms. You won because the scars on my soul spell your name in silence. You won because my forgiveness was only another way to love you. You won because I still wonder if you ever regretted leaving me behind. You won because my body remembers your presence in ways my mind denies. You won because every goodbye since you has felt incomplete. You won because your absence still fills rooms I walk into. You won because my prayers still ask the universe why you were given to me. You won because my hope still whispers that maybe you'll return. You won because even my strength trembles when I think of you. You won because I built walls around a heart that only wanted you. You won because your memory still blooms in the garden of my grief. You won because I carry love letters unsent, written only for your ghost. You won because my healing feels like betrayal to the love we had. You won because every silence between us screams louder with time. You won because even distance bends under the weight of your memory. You won because I still ache for closure that may never arrive. You won because you left me with questions that time can't answer. You won because my brokenness became the story I tell myself at night. You won because my strength was built upon the ruins you left behind. You won because I can't separate love from the wound you gave me. You won because I still confuse longing with love when it comes to you. You won because even my freedom feels chained by your memory. You won because the silence of the night carries your voice. You won because I still feel your absence like fire on cold skin. You won because my past carries your fingerprints I can't erase. You won because even the stars remind me of promises broken. You won because I write these words and I still belong to you.